Everything seemed to be going smoothly with both my job and family life. So how did it come to this? John, I'll get straight to the point. Can you quit the company? What? To be clear, you're an eyesore. If you won't quit, I can ask my dad to scrap this project. Are you okay with that? That's absurd. I was being threatened with resignation by the son of a client's president, who had been hired through nepotism at our company. After much thought, I decided it was not wise to resist. A major company project was at stake. Despite feeling frustrated and ashamed, I succumbed to his threats and decided to quit the company. When I revealed to my wife, Emily, that I was quitting my job, "Well then, that's good. Thank you for quitting your job." Surprised by Emily's unexpected words, I tilted my head in confusion. My name is John. I'm a 26-year-old construction worker. My father is a well-known architect who handles everything from state offices and commercial buildings to custom homes. And my mother works as an interior coordinator, partnering in my father's architectural firm. Growing up in a family of architects, I was captivated by the allure of architecture from an early age. Even when taken to museums, I was more interested in the structure and architectural styles of the buildings than the exhibits themselves. I loved looking at my parents' work and flipping through the vast collection of architectural materials and photos at their workplace. I dreamed of someday doing this kind of work myself. I went to a high school with an architectural program and used the money I earned from part-time jobs to visit newly opened cafes and commercial facilities, conducting my own field work to understand the architectural styles and materials used. After graduating from high school, eager to get involved in architecture as soon as possible, I decided against attending university, as my parents had suggested, and instead joined a major construction company in my hometown. Since joining the company at 18, I've spent 6 years working tirelessly on-site every day. Through my work, I've steadily accumulated practical knowledge and experience necessary for architecture, such as construction work, reading blueprints, and using equipment. I'm satisfied with my career. While working, I've never stopped studying architecture. I want to one day create buildings that I've designed myself. That's the dream I've been tirelessly pursuing. I may be a dull man who sweats through physical labor every day and spends his evenings buried in studies, but I have the love and support of my dear wife. I fell in love at first sight with her 3 years ago when she was working for one of our clients. After a relentless pursuit, we started dating and were happily married last year. Now, she wakes up early every morning to make lunch for me, who works on site. She's an excellent cook, practically a professional. My colleagues are envious of my beautiful Emily's lunchboxes, and I eat lunch with great pride. Sometimes, I forget my precious lunchbox, and a few times a month, she brings it to the site for me. It's not that I want to brag about my adorable wife, not at all. Then, on a day when both my home and work life were going smoothly, at Lumina Construction, where I work, the son of President Thompson from our major client, a general contractor, was set to join the company. He is a 25-year-old named Michael, who graduated from a university's architecture program and passed the first-class architect exam. He was hired after President Thompson requested us to provide him with the practical experience needed for his license registration. We all welcomed the young first-class architect with open arms, but it turned out he was an unbearable individual who flaunted his status as the son of a client's president and behaved arrogantly. Despite this, my colleagues tried to be considerate, engaging him in conversation and teaching him about our work. But Michael's attitude worsened day by day, making increasingly disruptive comments. Michael, about the meaning for the upcoming site. The site? I'm a first-class architect, you know. Why do I have to do site work? Why? Because you need practical experience, right? You need to work on construction facilities and actually work on site. It's fine. After all, I've passed the exam. Besides, if you keep nagging me, I'll tell my dad and have you fired. Don't talk to me so casually. But President Brighton has instructed us to. Annoying. I'm really going to tell on you. That's not fair. Just handle the site work among yourselves. I'm busy with design work, so I'm leaving now. In this manner, Michael utterly detested on-site work, looking down on colleagues, senior employees, and even supervisors. Moreover, as the son of the president of a major general contractor client, everyone treated him like a delicate matter, unable to say what they really wanted, creating a tense atmosphere in the company. Amidst this tension, a construction project group for a significant enterprise was launched within the company. The task was a significant project, the construction of a large corporation's headquarters building. This involved demolishing an old building in front of a station and constructing a new mixed-use building directly connected to the station, which includes offices and commercial facilities. I was also chosen to be part of the group and was highly motivated. The group was set to proceed with the work with 10 members. Michael was among them. From the beginning, Michael was enthusiastic about this glamorous big project, asserting right off the bat that he would take the lead in the design. I'll be the design leader, so please divide up the detailed structural calculations and other miscellaneous tasks among yourselves. I'll handle the architectural design, so no input is needed, thank you. Are you going to do it alone? It's a big project, are you sure you can handle it? Of course, after all, I am a first-class architect. I have plenty of ideas stocked up from my university days, so it'll be a breeze. Really? Enough, will you? Do you think it's okay to say that to me? I'm just worried. That's none of your concern. Initially, Michael was full of confidence, working on the building's design, but the situation gradually became more ominous. This was because every design Michael submitted to the client was consistently rejected. It seemed the client's desired concept and Michael's designs were completely misaligned, leading to the client's patience running thin. It was even mentioned that if Michael's next presentation didn't succeed, they would consider hiring another construction company. Feeling cornered, Michael spent all day at his desk and computer, seemingly stuck and unable to make progress. However, since he had so boldly claimed he would handle it alone, others hesitated to offer help. As the presentation day loomed and Michael sat at his desk with a sense of desperation, I decided to offer some advice. Michael, about the concept the client wants. What? Do you have a good idea? Contrary to my expectations of resistance, he seemed open to my suggestions. He must have been feeling desperate. Well, what about incorporating nature into the office space, like creating meeting areas with wooden partitions and lattices, planting trees in between, or designing the staircase in a spiral to add a sense of space? That makes sense. Since they didn't like the typical The Office design from before, maybe boldly using wood to make people wonder if it's really an office might work. I've drawn up some plans like this. Can I see them? This looks good. Really? For the entrance? Michael listened intently, looking over the design plans I showed him. He then pleaded for the date of the design, and as a group member, I gladly agreed. Eventually, the presentation, based almost entirely on my design, was highly praised by the client. I was relieved that Lumina Construction secured this major project. Moreover, I was particularly proud that my design was adopted. That's an excellent design, Michael. The previous proposals were disappointing, but this time you've perfectly reflected our wishes. Thank you. I rethought everything from scratch, sparing no time for sleep. Inspiration struck me in a moment of extreme pressure. Wait, isn't this the design I created? Right. Keep up the good work. Incredibly, Michael took all the credit for the project's success in front of the client. After the client left, I confronted Michael. Michael, this is too much. How can you monopolize the success like this? What's wrong with that? I presented it under my name. But in the end, it was my design that was used, right? Well, what are you talking about? If you keep overstepping your bounds, I might just ask my dad to get you fired from this company, you know. Are you okay with that? You can't do that. What are you saying? Do you have any idea how much stock my dad holds in this small construction company? The personnel and management of this company are all under my dad's control. That's absurd. Don't believe it. Think I can't do it. Want to see for yourself. Michael sneered, belittling me. I bit my lower lip in frustration but endured it, not wanting to be removed from this job. After that, the project proceeded smoothly, and we entered a critical phase in the design work. One evening, as I was working late, Michael unusually approached me for a conversation. Ever since the incident where he took credit for my work, Michael and I hadn't spoken at all, and even if he apologized now, I had no intention of forgiving him. John, can I talk to you for a sec? What is it? Don't be so standoffish. After stealing my work, you have the nerve to act like this. Wow, you really hold a grudge. Anyway, that's not important. To cut to the chase, can you quit the company? What? Are you hard of hearing? I said, quit the company. If you don't, I might just ask my dad to scrap this project, you know. If the project gets scrapped, you'd be in trouble, right? Idiot. I'm the son of president. I'm just here for training and to build my resume. If this big project gets scrapped, it's the people of this company who will suffer, not me. If you quit, everyone else won't have to be left in the lurch. What will you do? That's despicable. What do you gain from doing this? You're an eyesore. A lowly high school graduate doing site work, acting all high and mighty towards me. A university graduate and first-class architect. It was so annoying. I just want you gone from my sight. That's ridiculous. Then, please submit your resignation tomorrow. However, I was dumbfounded by the unexpected turn of the conversation. Michael might have noticed my anger towards him and feared that it would somehow come out that he stole the project's success. Dealing with Michael started to feel absurd. If I stay here, Michael might throw a tantrum and actually scrap the project. That would be too regrettable. I managed to design the building I aimed for, even though it didn't end up being credited to me. I absolutely want to see it completed. Besides, I can achieve my dreams even if it's not with this company. After a night of agonizing, I decided to quit the company. Worried that my resolve might waver, I decided to discuss it with Emily after submitting my resignation. The next day, my boss was surprised and concerned when I submitted my resignation, but after explaining the situation, he understood and supported my decision. I also said my farewells to the project group members. Among them, a good senior colleague named Derek said, "Thank you for quitting," and patted my shoulder in a comforting manner. Surprised by his words, I looked at Derek's face, which seemed serious despite his smile, but I couldn't bring myself to ask again and just thanked him before parting ways. After organizing my things at the company, I went home and told Emily about my resignation. Actually, I quit my job today. I made the decision without telling you, and I'm really sorry. Why are you apologizing? Actually, it was the right decision. Thank you for quitting. Following Derek, even Emily thanked me for quitting my job, leaving me completely bewildered. Emily then smiled warmly and shared something with me. A few days later, I received a direct call from the client of the building construction on my cell phone, leading to an unexpected summons back to the company I had resigned from. Rushing to the company and being led to the designated meeting room, I found Michael sweating profusely and looking down, a distinguished middle-aged man in a fine suit, and the familiar building construction client's representative. John, we've been waiting for you. What's going on? I'm terribly sorry, but I've resigned. We've heard everything. Absolutely unacceptable. Actually, we've been having trouble getting clear answers from Michael here regarding the building's design. I see. To top it off, he submitted proposals that completely ignored the concept we had approved, creating utter chaos. When pressed, it turned out that you were the one who had created that brilliant design. We've called you here because we desperately want to see that building completed based on your design. We need your expertise, John. I glanced at Michael, who had turned pale and shrunk in size behind a client. His previously arrogant demeanor had completely changed, and he now looked like he was on the verge of tears, sitting on the floor. John, I'm truly sorry. It's too late for that now. Please, don't say that, help me. What? You were the one acting all high and mighty because you're a president's son, saying your job was safe even if the project failed. Why are you saying this now? Well, that's because. You fool, how dare you say such things? I've reached my limit this time. You talked about scrapping the project. Do you have any idea how important Lumina Construction is as a client to my company? This project is actually being carried out by us. Eek, I just thought we were a mere subcontractor. Subcontractor or not, every business partner is valuable in completing the same work. Do you have any idea how ashamed I felt hearing about all the trouble you've caused at Lumina Construction, where I pleaded for you to be trained? I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Dad. This time, I won't forgive you. We are done. Michael tearfully apologized and clung to his father, following the disownment declaration. Unbeknownst to many, Emily worked for the construction company managed by Michael's father. She served as the executive secretary, essentially supporting Michael's father's company. Moreover, they shared a close relationship, more akin to a father and daughter than a boss and secretary, often sharing homemade lunches. Emily had been contemplating whether to inform her boss about Michael's arrogant behavior, credit theft, condescension, and neglect of site work based on the stories I shared. However, my resignation prompted her to reveal everything to Michael's father. He was furious to learn that his cherished secretary's husband, me, had resigned due to the son's tyranny. He had sent his son to a construction company client for on-the-job training, but upon hearing of his misdeeds from his secretary, Emily, he rushed to Lumina Construction for an inquiry. Around the same time, Derek, a senior colleague, had submitted a petition to President Brighton about Michael's tyranny. It appears that Mr. Brighton then shared this with Michael's father for consultation. I later learned that Derek had written a compelling document expressing concern about the loss of a promising junior, me, and requested my resignation be reconsidered. Knowing the true intent behind their thank you made me laugh. Subsequently, I was called back to the company I had left and rehired not as a construction worker but as an architect. Michael was abandoned by the client, the company, and his father, and ended up being fired. He cried and wailed to the end, but no one extended a helping hand. His misdeeds became well known throughout the industry, making employment difficult, and he was left wandering. Meanwhile, I successfully completed the significant building construction project. Years later, with accumulated experience, I advanced from a second-class architect to a first-class architect, receiving recognition for my work on commercial facilities, buildings, and custom homes, fulfilling my dreams and living a content life. And soon, our family will grow by one. I plan to design a happy home for our family. Suddenly, my 7-year-old niece, Ashley, came to the hospital room where my unconscious wife was sleeping due to a traffic accident. Uncle Mark, here, this is for you. Is this letter for me? I couldn't hide my confusion as I was handed a letter. Ashley shoved the letter into my chest with her little fingers, as if frustrated by my refusal to accept it. She told me to make sure you read it alone. Well, I'm going home now. Seriously, What's all this about? Overwhelmed by the unexpected event, I proceeded to check the contents of the letter given to me. This can't be. You've got to be kidding. The shocking truth was written there. As instructed by the letter, I undressed my wife, who continued to sleep in the bed. My name is Mark. I was staring silently at my wife, Mia, who was lying in a white hospital bed. Why did this happen? With the words finally coming out, I literally held my head in my hands. A few days ago, my wife Mia was involved in a traffic accident and has been unconscious ever since. Mia was now asleep in the hospital bed, linked to many tubes. Mia. No words returned when I called out to her. Only the sounds of machines and breathing that echo in the quiet hospital room gave me the realization that Mia was still alive. It has been 3 days since Mia was brought to the hospital. During that time, I sat by her side every day, waiting for her to wake up. Occasionally, I held Mia's hand and talked to her. Mia, it's going to be all right. I'm here with you. I began to say so, but then felt a sense of emptiness. I gently let go of Mia's hand that I was holding. Do you really want to be with me, Mia? And a certain doubt crossed my mind. When was the last time I saw Mia smile? I couldn't recall because there has been a long and frigid silence between Mia and me recently. Hey, Mia, what did you really want to do? I asked her, but still, no words return. In the silent hospital room, my thoughts wandered to things I didn't want to think about. When was the last time we had a meal together? When was the last time we enjoyed a holiday together? How long has it been since we last slept in the same bed? It hasn't happened in a year. I sighed deeply as I clearly remembered the fact I didn't want to admit. At the same moment, I experienced a miserable emotion, wondering why I was so nervously exhausted. Do I really need to go this far? It's been 3 days. Mia hasn't opened her eyes for 3 days. While thinking in my heart, why do I have to nurse Mia this much? I reminisced about the past. Originally, Mia and I were married after a great love affair. Mark, you're back. When I came home from work, Mia would greet me with a smile. I'm home. I'd return her smile, feeling happy. Her smile warmly embraced my heart. Just seeing her smile made me truly think that I'm so glad I married Mia. Jess, married life with Mia was like a dream. Dinner's ready. You're going to eat right away, right? Yes, thank you. We were just having regular days together. Everything was special to me, and I was truly happy. How is it? Is it good? It's great. Thanks for always cooking, Mia. Hee hee, you're welcome. I'm thankful to you too, Mark. We laughed together over a warm home-cooked meal. I genuinely believed that this happiness would continue forever as long as I was with Mia. But that happiness suddenly changed about a year ago. I'm home. That day, like usual, I finished work and headed home. Hey Mia, aren't you home? The room, usually bright and warm, felt unusually dim and chilly that day. Wondering, I headed to the living room and saw Mia lying on the sofa. Mia, I'm home. What's wrong? Are you feeling sick? Worried, I reached out to her gently. Then, Mia quickly sat up, as if avoiding my hand. Mia, hey, are you okay? It's nothing. Mia muttered with a frighteningly expressionless face and got off the sofa, walking away briskly. Mia, what about dinner? If it's not ready yet, I can cook. What would you like to eat? I don't want to eat. I'm going to bed. Without even looking at me, Mia headed to the bedroom. What's the matter with her? I thought she was just in a bad mood that day. I was naively thinking like that. However, Mia's attitude did not return to normal the following day or the day after. "Mia, how about we go out this Sunday? It's been a while since we've been out together." "I don't want to. I'm tired." Even when I invited her on a date, she coldly refused. "Well, I guess it's about time to go to bed." "Do whatever you want. I'm sleeping here tonight." Eventually, Mia began to avoid contact with me, opting to sleep on the living room sofa. "Hey, Mia, is something wrong?" One day, I decided to confront Mia. "If there's something bothering you, I want you to talk about it." "It's nothing, really." "It's clearly not nothing. What's wrong, Mia? You've been acting strange since the other day. What's going on?" I said it's nothing. Mia turned around, raising her voice, her face like that of a demon. I froze, and with a glance at me, Mia turned on her heel. "Please, just leave me alone." "Okay, sorry." Even though I tried to get closer, she only drifted further away. Mia mumbled with her back turned, and all I could do was apologize quickly. Despite her demeanor continuing in this manner, Mia would show a bright and warm expression as if nothing was wrong whenever our parents or relatives visited. Especially with my niece, Ashley, Mia was particularly close. Hey, Mia, let's do a diary exchange. It's really popular at school right now." "That sounds great. Then, you can use this notebook." "Really? Thank you, Mia." "Hee, you're welcome." Ashley is my sister's child, a somewhat precocious 7-year-old girl. Ashley has become quite close with her aunt, hasn't she? "You're right. She only refers to me as Uncle Mark and not by my name." "Oh, come on. I'd rather be addressed by my name than be referred to as aunt by your child." Do you think so?" "Yeah, I think Mia feel the same way too." As I listened to my sister's words, I pondered. If Mia and I had a child, would our situation be any different? No, to be honest, having children was probably out of the question at the moment. Lately, I couldn't even hold Mia's hand. "Mia, you seem to have a great time with Ashley." "What? Is that a problem?" Once my sister's family left and we were alone, Mia's attitude turned cold again. "No, it's not a problem, but, oh, what was it? The diary exchange. What do you write in it?" "Mark, it's none of your business. Don't ask about every little thing." "Oh, well, yeah, you're right. Sorry." "Hey, don't you dare read it. I won't forgive you if you do." Okay. How long will I continue to tread carefully in this marriage with Mia?" The chilly air between Mia and me almost broke my spirit. One day, after continuing to live this way, Mia started leaving the house for days without a word. "Hey, Mia, where have you been? I was worried." "Stop nagging. I just went back to my parents' house for a bit." Even when I confronted Mia upon her return, I only received indifferent responses. At this point, even I ran out of patience. "Mia, enough is enough." I grabbed Mia's shoulder forcefully, making her face me. "Please, if you have something to say, just say it. We're husband and wife, aren't we?" I pleaded, staring intently into Mia's eyes. After a moment of silence, Mia suddenly averted her gaze. "Can you not raise your voice? I'm not feeling well." Brushing off my hand, Mia walked to the living room and curled up on the sofa. "Mia, could it be that you're—" I almost blurted out, "Are you having an affair?" but hastily swallowed the words. There was no evidence. Confronting her now would be pointless. While trying to suppress my smoldering heart, I felt a deep mistrust towards Mia. Then, 3 days ago, the situation took an unexpected turn. During work, I received a call from an unfamiliar number. Wondering who it could be, I answered the phone to hear a stranger's voice. Hello, is this Mark's phone? Yes, speaking. I replied, puzzled, and the man on the phone revealed he was a police officer. He then began to speak in a grave tone. Mark, please stay calm. Your wife, Mia, has been. I was informed that Mia had been in a traffic accident and was in critical condition, unconscious. Shaken by the sudden news, I left work early and headed to the emergency hospital the police had informed me about. Mia. After the treatment, Mia lay on the white bed, appearing as if she was just sleeping normally. There were few external injuries. However, it seemed the impact to her head was severe. Dr. Thompson informed me that whether she would wake up or not was determined by Mia's will to live. So, it's already been 3 days since then. I shook my head as I vividly recalled all the bad memories with Mia. I looked down at Mia, who was lying in the white hospital bed once more. Mia, really, what happened to you? The woman I had always loved now seemed like a completely different entity. Hey, Mia, what do you want? Are you okay with being with me like this? As expected, there was no response. My questions to Mia seemed to be futile, echoing emptily. While staring at Mia's sleeping face, I reminisced about the warm, happy days and the cold, painful ones. What did I do wrong? No matter how much I thought about it, I couldn't find an answer. I believed I had loved Mia in my own way. Maybe it would be easier for both of us if it all just ended here. In the quiet hospital room, my self-deprecating dry laughter oddly resonated. I closed my eyes and began to ponder what to do with our future. Some time passed, and then one day, Uncle Mark, Ashley had come to Mia's hospital room alone. Surprised, I approached Ashley. Ashley, did you come here by yourself? Yeah, I'm on my way home from school. I see. Did you come to visit Mia? Yeah. While giving a small reply, Ashley looked into Mia's face lying on the bed, her eyes filled with sadness. Uncle Mark, Mia will eventually wake up, right? She's just sleeping now, isn't she? I don't know, Ashley. Maybe she might stay like this. I don't want that. Uncle Mark, can't you do something? I'm not sure if I can. Faced with Ashley's tearful plea, I felt complicated emotions. My niece Ashley was so desperate, yet as Mia's husband, I was honestly close to giving up. In fact, I was even starting to wish it would all just end. Mia, please, wake up. Seeing Ashley holding Mia's hand and shedding big tears made me feel unbearable. And then I realized, since Mia became like this, I hadn't shed a single tear. Mia. I was overwhelmed with self-loathing. I needed to clear my head. I wondered if I could somehow leave the hospital room for a moment. Hey, Ashley, aren't you thirsty? I'll go buy you some juice or something. Wait, Uncle Mark. As I tried to make an excuse to leave the room, Ashley stopped me. What's wrong? You know, Mia asked me for a favor. Saying that, Ashley put down her backpack and started rummaging through it. Found it. What Ashley pulled out of her backpack was a letter in an envelope. Uncle Mark, here, this is for you. While offering the letter, Ashley looked up at me with eyes brimming with tears. Mia asked me to keep this letter. It's for you, Uncle Mark. For me, from Mia. Yes, Mia told me to give you this letter if anything happened to her. Saying that, Ashley pressed the letter into my hands. Mia insisted that you read it alone, so I'm going home now. After putting her backpack back on, Ashley left the hospital room as if she was shaking me off. A letter from Mia, for me. I never imagined that Mia, who had become so distant, would write a letter to me. What could it possibly say? Swallowing hard, I opened the envelope. Inside were several sheets of stationery paper. As I unfolded them, Mia's words quietly spread out before me. Mark, if you're reading this letter, something must have happened to me, right? Later, please thank Ashley for keeping her promise. The letter started in an unexpectedly calm tone, catching me off guard. Really, what's all this about? As I read on, my eyes widened in shock. Mark, I had cancer. I underwent surgery, and I was under observation, but they said it could recur at any time. My heart started racing. A cold sensation crawled up from my feet. Surgery. Did Mia go through surgery? I hastily lifted Mia's clothes. Pulling aside her underwear to look at her abdomen, I saw a painful-looking surgical scar. I'm sorry, I really didn't want to say anything until the end, but Mark, it seems I can't always act tough in front of you. Cancer. Don't tell me she was suffering from a cancer. I clenched the letter in my hand. Mia's neat handwriting trembled, and I realized my hands were shaking. At first, I was scared. It all happened so suddenly. I couldn't accept it even though it was about me. But Mark, what scared me the most was causing you pain. No way, this can't be happening. I was speechless. I wanted to believe it was a lie. But it wasn't. The contents of the letter were true. I continued reading the letter with teary eyes. It went on to say, I'm sorry for keeping this a secret. I didn't want to cause you any unnecessary worry. I even asked Dr. Thompson to keep it from you until the end, so please don't wonder why he didn't tell you anything. From this point, the handwriting in the letter began to get messy. I'm also sorry for being cold to you for so long. You're so kind, Mark. I knew you would extend a hand in any situation if you knew about my illness, but I didn't want you to waste your precious time on me. Mark, I had another thing to tell you. The first page of the letter ended there, and I frantically turned to the second page. I can't have children anymore, so I thought it would be better for us to part, even if I got better. That's why I purposely distanced myself from you. I hoped you would come to dislike me enough to want to leave. Who cares about something like that? Shaking my head, I stared at Mia's letter. I've had a bad feeling about Mia's lower abdomen since I saw the surgical scar. But to me, that could never be a reason for us to part. I'm sorry for saying this now. I know that not writing such a letter would be better for you. The ink in this part of the letter was smudged. Surely, Mia must have been crying as she wrote this. I'm sorry, so sorry, but I can't do it. I can't bear the thought of being disliked by you, Mark. It's impossible. Mia. A sob welled up in my throat. I covered my mouth with one hand, trying to hold back the urge to cry out. I'm truly sorry. I would be so happy if you could fulfill my last selfish wish. Mark, I love you. I love you more than anyone in the world. Me too. I love Mia the most in the world. I poured my heart out to Mia through the letter. So please, be happy. I can say something cool like you can forget about me, but more than that, I wish for your happiness, Mark. Forget about you. That's impossible. Mia, Mia. With tears streaming down my face, I held Mia's hand tightly. It's okay, Mark. I'm sure you'll find someone much better than me soon. Just like you did for me. Make your new wife happy. No, I don't want anyone else but you. I squeezed her hand with all my might. Warmth slowly spread from Mia's palm to mine. Mark, listen, I was happy. I'm so glad I met you. Being married to you was truly a joy. Me too. I feel the same way. Emotions turned into tears and flowed freely. I felt utterly pathetic for having doubted me until now. I'm really sorry for leaving you like this. I'll always be praying for your happiness, Mark. Don't talk about leaving me, please, just please. As if praying, as if begging, I pressed Mia's hand to my forehead. I never believed in an afterlife, but now I'm filled with the hope to believe. I hope we can meet again somewhere, so, goodbye for now. To Mark, the one I love most in the world. From Mia. Mia. After finishing the letter, I gently let go and firmly grasped Mia's hand with both of mine. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for not realizing sooner. While apologizing, I made a firm resolution. I swear to save you, so don't give up and wait for me, Mia. I was willing to do anything possible. That day, I vowed with all my heart. The next day, I was determined to save Mia and frantically gathered all sorts of information. I looked up reputable hospitals, care methods for comatose patients. I was desperate for Mia to wake up. First, she needs to wake up. Mia's illness could wait for now. I made sure to visit the hospital every day and spend time with Mia. How are you feeling today, Mia? Though there was no response, my spirits were high. I got off work early today. While talking to her, I stroked Mia's limbs and gave her gentle massages. I hoped she would wake up soon. And I wanted her to look at me with her own eyes. With that wish, I continued to care for Mia day after day. Though there were no significant changes, I never gave up. Days of doing the best care I could passed by. Then, one day, a miracle happened. While massaging Mia's hand as usual, I felt her fingertips move slightly. Mia. Was it my imagination? Tentatively, I called out to Mia. Thuthum. Mia. This time, Mia's mouth moved, and she made a sound. It wasn't my imagination. I sighed clearly and heard it. Mia, Mia. I called out to Mia with all my strength, and gently touched her cheek. Then, Mia's eyelids twitched slightly and slowly began to open. Mia. I leaned in to look at Mia's face. Mia was slowly blinking, staring blankly into space. Mia, can you hear me? It's me, Mark. Mark. Mia's eyes gradually focused, capturing my figure. Yes, it's me. Do you recognize me, Mia? You know me, right? Mark, Mia, I'm so glad, truly glad. Overwhelmed with joy and relief, I couldn't help but cry. Mia gazed at me blankly for a while, but then her consciousness seemed to clear. She tried to sit up in a hurry and pushed my hand away. Mark, why are you here? Don't touch me. It's okay now, Mia, everything is okay. I embraced her, preventing her from moving her arms. I read the letter. I understand everything now. Whispering gently in her ear, Mia's tensed body gradually relaxed. It's okay now. Don't hide anything anymore. Let's overcome this together, okay? Holding Mia close, I stroked her head and whispered. Mia sighed faintly, as if letting go of a burden. Ashley, she delivered the letter too soon. Yeah, I guess so. It's meaningless now. Not at all. Ashley did a great job. I truly believe that. If Ashley hadn't handed me the letter at that time, I might never have been able to exchange words with Mia again. Mia, I only have you. Mark, number because It makes no difference if you have a sickness or are unable to bear children. Mark. Mia wrapped her arms gently around my back. Mark, is it really okay? After all, I did such terrible things to you. It's okay. I'm sorry I didn't realize sooner. Mark, I'm sorry. So sorry. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I understand. It's all okay now. Mark. Burying her face in my chest, Mia began to cry softly. The warmth of her tears spread. I, too, shed tears, moved by the moment. For a while, we just held each other, affirming each other's presence. Since Mia regained consciousness, hectic days have passed. While dealing with Mia's sickness, I sought help from a variety of sources before discovering a hospital that provided successful treatment. Mia, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Today was the day we were heading to Germany for Mia's cancer treatment. I had pulled many strings for this day and even managed to get a long leave of absence from work by explaining the situation. Mark. Yeah, what is it? Are you really sure about this? Yes, of course. Mia's question may have had multiple implications. But to me, the meanings were irrelevant. No matter what she asked, my answer would always be the same. Mark, thank you. I'm truly grateful that you chose to stay with me. Of course, I would. We're a couple. Yeah, we are. We're a married couple. Saying this, Mia leaned in closer to me. I gently wrapped my arm around her slender shoulder. Mia, no matter what happens, I'll fight alongside you. Yeah, thank you. We pressed our foreheads together and shared a laugh. No matter what comes our way, I felt that we could definitely overcome it together. That's how I felt. Some seasons have passed since then. To put it simply, Mia's illness has fortunately gone into remission. The surgery she had before also seems to have had a good outcome. Thanks to that, Mia and I, having returned from Germany without enduring much hardship from the treatment, are slowly living our lives together. Mia, what are you reading? It's the diary I exchanged with Ashley. Oh, you're still doing that? Of course, Ashley seems to have a crush on a boy lately. Really, that's kind of a shock. Thinking about how Ashley used to be so little, I sat down next to Mia on the sofa. Hey, can I take a look? No way, it's full of a girl's secrets. I can show you. Oh, I knew it. Mia offered me a mischievous smile, but I couldn't help but wonder what other secrets besides Ashley has a crush might exist. Mark. What's up? Mia looked into my face as if searching for something, then leaned in closer. Did you ever really want kids? As she asked, Mia's expression clouded with uncertainty. Are you worried about that? Yeah. Because you love kids, right? You're always so sweet with Ashley, and besides. Before she could continue, I silenced her rambling words with a kiss. After a moment, I gently pulled away, and Mia looked at me with moist eyes, almost as if protesting. That's not fair. You worry too much about things that don't matter. While saying this, I held Mia tightly in my arms. All I want is to be with you forever. That's all I wish for. Yeah, me too. Feeling each other's warmth, Mia and I reaffirmed our love. We will never be apart again. I will never let go. With that firm vow in my heart, I slowly closed my eyes. It might be a little different from what we had imagined. Yet in this moment, we are undeniably happy.